G'day Aussie gamers, welcome to the Aussie Gamers Express video game podcast. The podcast that brings you news, reviews and video game related fun. Get yourself set, it's time to hand you over to your hosts Lucas and Red. Hey Aussie gamers, this is episode 128 and today is Thursday the 9th of June 2016 and I am your host Lucas and also here with me is my co-host Red. How are you, mate?
Oh, I'm good. You say I'm here with you, but in September I'm going to be just that little bit closer.
Oh, you'll be actually here with me and not just in the same Skype call.
Yeah, well, as you know, I'm going away for a little bit beforehand, so it's going to be a couple of week hiatus away from my computer and from Skype and everything. So we might have to do something a little bit special while I'm there.
Oh yeah, we can do that. We'll have a up close and personal podcast where we're recording off the same microphone.
That'd be sick.
Cool, that'll be interesting anyway. Alright, before we start, here's this week's show in preview. First up, we'll have video game discussion, then we'll have a little special segment called E3 Predictions, Hopes and Dreams. Let's hope they don't get shattered. Then we'll do video game news, and in this week's news we have Injustice 2 announced, Fallout 4 console mods, Xbox One update, Horizon Zero Dawn delay, rubbing vaginas, XCOM 2 coming to consoles, and that's it. That'll be an interesting news piece, I promise you that. Then we'll do What's That Sound, then Red will give us a shout and we'll finish the show for another week. So, first up, video game discussion. Red.
Well, just to recap on the last couple of weeks, level 21 on my Death March playthrough of The Witcher 3. After much deliberation and encouragement from my fellow peers, I have made the trek across the water to Skellige, and it's almost disheartening, you know. Like, I have all this gusto, and this probably happened last time I played it because I never actually completed it. I have all this gusto, go into the initial map, or not the real tutorial map, but the big map, the Velen and Novigrad, and go get all the bloody all the question marks and the notice boards and the contracts and the treasure hunts and everything like that, and I absolutely cleared the map. I red moded it and spent probably 40-50 hours to date to get to where I am, because it is a little bit more tricksy. And
this is your subsequent playthrough, no, not 40-50 hours, not including the first time you played it, for about that or more.
Oh, correct, yep. Absolutely, yeah. So the revisit, the more I'm appreciating it more, and I have the DLCs now, so it's all going to be incorporated into one complete run. But I'm now at bloody Skellige, and I now have this map that's full of question marks again, and full of notice boards, and full of side quests. And I'm like, oh, really? Didn't I just do this? So it's now, because I've buffed myself up, because I was really paranoid, and you have to be right on the button starting off on a Death March playthrough, because it is really tricksy and you can die quite quickly. So the need to save every 5 minutes was evident. Not so much more anymore, but I'm now doing recommended level quests with a recommended level of like 16 and 17, and that's all well and good. I'm doing it quite easy, but because I'm so high level, you don't get the same XP payout, so I'm kind of shooting myself in the foot and doing these long story missions and getting fuck all for it, because I actively go looking for my Witcher gear and everything like that. Any sort of swords or magic items or anything that I get out of doing a quest, they're pretty much redundant, because I'm already 5 or 6 levels advanced to what they're actually giving me. So there's no real payout except for the narrative, which is brilliant.
If you didn't do that right, let's just say you didn't go and red mode everything and level up so high, the gear you would be getting would only be better relative to what you'd already done. Do you know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
You're not being held back, but it's just that you've gone above and beyond, so it's not as rewarding as it would feel if you were lower leveled. Say if you were like a level 14, you would get the same gear that you're getting now, but it would just be more useful. But so, I guess you're not missing out, but
No.
you're not gaining either.
But I'm also getting the payout is also putting together and crafting your Witcher gear and upgrading it. That's a big payout because I'm now in this playthrough. I've got the feeling of I'm tailoring Geralt to my playstyle as opposed to when you do get the gear drop from a mission like that. You go, oh, it's better. Put it on. Instantly put it on. You know, but you might have that 10% chance to stagger or freeze or something like that, and you're used to that for the last 3 hours that you've been playing with, and every now and again, like when I've got a 15% chance to freeze on my sword at the moment, so every 8th or 9th stroke I'm actually being able to freeze something, and I'm used to that in battle now. But you take that away from yourself, it's a whole different, you've got to approach it in a totally different way. So the big payout is being able to really build Geralt and character build him to my playstyle, which is always really hard in an RPG style game where you have a predetermined character, like your Fallouts and your Diablos and everything like that. You can create your own character from the start the way you want it with the specific class build that you want, but you kind of have to work for your own build, if you know what I mean, for Geralt. Like, see, The Division. You can build what you want from the start. Yes, I'll have that. No, I won't have that. Yes, I'll put that on. And you've got a class set up and a predetermined game plan. But when you have an RPG with a common protagonist, you know, it's a little bit more tricksy. So I'm actually starting to really feel like he's my character now and I'm on my adventure. So, fucking what a game.
Nice.
FIFA 16. Oh, I love it. I love my sports games. I've got right into playing the season mode where I'm my own person, where I just control the one person on the field.
Oh, yeah.
So I chose to go to Manchester City, and I had an overall rating of like 67, and they go, well, you're shit, so we're putting you out on loan. So now I play for like a county football team. we're on the best on the team. As opposed to the worst. But that's really cool how it does that. I never really experienced that with FIFA 15, probably because I played for like Brisbane Raw, I think, in the A-League. I don't think there's anywhere lower to go. There's no lower competitions in Australia, maybe for Tasmania.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, it's cool. And you still look at the game, at the pitch right near the end, like, yeah, that's all scuffed and fucked up. So it's the little things. And talking about the devil in the detail, my next game was Homefront: The Revolution.
Uh-oh.
I so wanted to like this one, Luke.
I know you did, and you are the type of person, like if I'm playing a game before you get your hands on it, and I say maybe not so nice things, you get a little bit upset with me. Like, oh, don't tell me that. I want to like that.
Yeah,
I want to like that
me
game.
Going, oh, this is like playing on the PS3. I'm like, shut up.
But was I wrong?
Yes, because it should have been on the PS2.
It has the makings of a really good game, and I guess that's probably what the part that hurts the most is that it had all of that potential. It just never hit any of it right.
Yeah, it had all the good ingredients, but it's severely undercooked for an analogy.
Yeah, it probably needed to be delayed for another 12 months.
And 4 more developers to drop it and pick it up, yeah.
But then...
No offense to Dan Busters and Deep Silver.
But then if it's delayed for longer, then the interest in it fades, people lose confidence, the game doesn't sell, you've spent longer developing it, which costs more money, they all go broke. So there's reasons why that stuff doesn't happen, but it just... Yeah, it's a buggy mess, like not buggy in the sense that it crashes or anything like that, but it's very poorly optimized with the frame rate drops, the freezings, and it's just
the details. I touched on it. There is a we have a review I put together last night, and it's quite scathing, I will say that, but it's not. I didn't bash it or belittle it or anything. It's all the honest truth, God's honest truth of how I felt about it. I tried to point out some positives. Well, I'll point out some positives now for you, so it doesn't all sound bad.
Sure.
Stealth aspect, awesome. You know, you could get in amongst the rubble of the ruined buildings and everything like that. Craft your guns on the fly. You need to take someone out of distance where you can turn your battle rifle into a sniper rifle with a bigger scope, but then you can go back to your handgun, and if there's a heap of people there with your handgun, you can turn that into an SMG and put a suppressor on it and everything like that. Everything you can do on the fly to tailor each situation yourself. Brilliant concept. The open world was decent enough. That's not including what you could do in the open world. That was a little monotonous, and it was all the same. Kill 3 guys, interact with something, it's now yours. Ta-da!
Yeah.
Motorbike was fun.
Yeah, I rode the bikes a bit, yeah.
And the open world was tailored to it, if you know what I mean. Like, there were jumps here and narrow offshoots here and there that were tailored for people on a motorbike to either get away or to infiltrate. So that wasn't just something I think that was copy and pasted in just to break the gameplay. There was a little bit of thought process put in there. I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed the concept of the remote control car with the explosive on the back.
Mm-hmm.
Though it got stuck on everything and it got stuck on nothing.
Yeah, so it would just get stuck for no reason on what? So, like in the middle of a flat ground.
Yeah, it just gets there must have been a bit of sand there. I don't know.
Batteries ran out.
But the thing that didn't make any sense, you crafted your bombs and your firecrackers and everything on the fly, and then you'd stick one of your normal grenades onto the back of the RC.
Yeah.
It'd take 3 grenades to take out a vehicle, but you put it on an RC and you go hit it with hit the car, it gets it done in one explosion. So it didn't feel...
No, well, you see, the remote control car is crafted out of plastic explosives. That's what it is.
Maybe they should have driven one into the development studio.
Oh, Red, you can't say that.
I know, my bad. Violence plus. It was really violent. Primarily in the cutscenes and the stealth takedowns. But they did not hold back, and for someone that's on the side of that dabbles in a little sadism, I really did like that. The concept of guerrilla warfare was a big plus, but in concept.
I want to bring up something.
Last but not least is probably the opening narrative and the opening cutscene and the story building. Held it up for a long time. It started to wear thin, but I think the whole way that Korea went about bringing America down and that was a really good bit of creative writing.
Yeah, I've got something that I want to point out, and it's not just Homefront that annoys me. A lot of games do this, and I think there's a time and a place for the silent protagonist.
I knew you were going to say that.
I don't like it. I don't like it at the best of times. So when it does work, I'm not a fan of it. But specifically in games where the character is silent for no good reason. Now, in Homefront is guilty of this, where there'll be 3 or 4 characters standing in front of you talking to you, and they don't necessarily demand answers, but normal human beings would say something. Do you know what I mean?
I couldn't even nod.
Well, yeah, but see, that's the thing. It just felt like I was screaming at the screen saying, "Say something, you rude bastard! Stop ignoring these people that are talking to you. Or say something, tell the guy to piss off," or something like that. But there's nothing. Now, when I say that there is a time and a place for it, games that don't have a voice for the character, but they have a dialogue wheel where you're choosing what the character is going to say. So at least you know what you've said, even though it's not verbally spoken. And I'm talking about games like I think Skyrim does that. Your Skyrim character doesn't talk, does it?
No.
No, but you still has the RPG aspect where you're picking what you're saying, right? What you're replying back.
Yes.
So although you're not speaking, you are actually communicating still. Whereas in games like Homefront, your character is essentially dumb, and I mean that in the actual medical term of it. You can't speak, and there's like absolutely no communication. It just feels very distant and broken when it comes to communication in the games throughout the characters. And then you've got no like forecast as to what your character is about, how your character is feeling, what emotions are going through your mind. I mean, you might feel them as a person, but it doesn't feel like any of it's conveyed to the characters because it's too distant. I don't like it. So and I would imagine that games like Skyrim don't have the actual recorded responses is probably because of a couple of reasons. Number one being there's probably way too many different lines of dialogue. Number two, it's supposed to be like difference between, say, Skyrim and The Witcher is The Witcher everyone plays as Geralt, right? But in Skyrim, everyone has their own character.
And there's so many different races that you probably wouldn't be able to record all the dialects and everything like that. It doesn't make sense.
Well, that too, but if you had at least one voice actor, that would mean that all of your characters would sound exactly the same. They wouldn't be unique and all that sort of stuff. So that's probably a good reason why they don't have the actual spoken voice acting. But they still have dialogue for your character. I don't think there's any excuse for Homefront not to have any dialogue.
No, even to the point we're saying he's a silent protagonist. You're sprinting down the street, he doesn't even pant or breathe.
No,
you know what I mean? He's completely mute, and you cannot connect with him. You cannot connect with how the outcome of each mission is affecting him, and it's immersion breaking. And if today's day and age, you can't get into a game that is heavily narrative based, you start the game off on the wrong foot. You know, something brilliant's got to be in the mechanics to keep you there.
Yeah, that was annoying for me. Early on, Red, you'd probably remember in the start of the game when you meet up with that female who's beating the piss out of you.
Yeah, why not say, hey, look, I'm here to help?
Yeah, that was the part that really annoyed me, because you're rocking up to help these people, and you've been captured because they think you're the enemy, and she's torturing you, and I was just saying, fucking tell her that you've been sent by a friend, an ally, stop bashing me. And then all of a sudden, to negate that, another character walks in and goes, oh, yeah, our mate, old Johnny over there, he said to expect you. Yeah, stop bashing him. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, so fair to say we both felt the same about Homefront the Revolution. Very solid first-person shooter. I'll say solid. You know, recoil's a bit fucked, and you go from having a weapon with 60 bullets in reserve and a 20-bullet mag to a sniper rifle that only has 7 bullets. Like, Jesus Christ, come on. I know you can upgrade it, and it feels like they put more effort into what you could loot. Like, you'd open up a shipping container and have computers and modems and bloody routers and all this, and you pick it all up, and you're picking up all these various types of equipment, but basically they're all just electronics.
Right, yeah. Under the one category. Yeah, look, well, check out the review, www.aussiegamersexpress.com. Red's written up a pretty good detailed review on that, which explains how he feels, if we haven't conveyed it very well here, obviously. But it goes into a little bit more detail. It's I think it's a very well-written review. Now, when you are going to give a predominantly negative review on a game, it's good to be precise and explain what you're saying properly. And I think, Red, you did that exactly with that review. So good job. So everyone go and check it out.
Appreciate that.
All right, what else?
The Division. I logged in last night for about an hour well, yesterday afternoon, I say, for about an hour, because I watched a video. I'm a YouTube fiend, and I found out what was for sale in Dark Zone 3 and up at the base of operations, and I'm like, yeah, right, I'll get my hands on those. So I built myself a new shotgun, so now I've got basically a pretty beastly weapon in each slot. Now I just need to get just a few more different pieces of gear, so we're going to have to set some time aside. I know we were planning on doing it last night, and it kind of fell through, and yeah, I don't know. As everyone is probably unaware, you'd know, I've been rearranging my house and creating myself a studio / office in order to lock myself away and play games and be an Aussie gamer. I've been, squatting a piss lately and going to bed pretty early.
You have been.
Yeah, man, I'm getting fucking old, bro.
No, but just true to form. Of course, when I'm available and free to play games all night,
right?
Red has early nights.
Oh, you can normally count on me.
And then I'll be busy and I won't be able to get on, and then I'll hear back reports, I was up till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning playing games. I'm like, of course you were.
Yeah, smashed that level at 2:45, then decided to go to bed, but then we done one more strike.
So I still haven't done Clear Sky yet.
I know, I'm such a fuck.
You're a shit friend, Red.
I know,
You're failing,
bloke, bro.
You're failing.
You have failed this sitting.
Failing at life, you son of a bitch. Now, just in case I get a bad rap again, like I did for the last week's episode for speaking to you like a grub, I'm joking. I love you. It's all for humour and entertainment purposes. All right, you hear that? You know who I'm talking to.
Yes, I'm still touching myself while you speak. So.
Oh, hello. Anyway, video game wise, that's it.
No blood, no foul. Clash Royale, still having a lot of fun with that. I'm now branching out and trying different decks, different cards. And last but not least, through your gracious generosity, I had a closed beta code for Crossout.
Oh, that's a great game!
Which I'll let you have your initial thoughts on, and I'll jump in and just have my opinions during your game talk, which we can commence now.
Alright, shut up. Well, Crossout, it's currently in a closed beta, so you can't just jump on and go and play it, but it will eventually be free to play for everyone. Now, Crossout is made by the same people that made the game War Thunder. Now, War Thunder was a heavily PC sort of oriented game, and I wasn't sure how it was going to translate to the consoles because it's also available on the PlayStation 4. When I played it on the PlayStation 4, it was okay. Now, they've come out with this new one. Now, it's called Crossout. It possibly might be coming to consoles as well, but it's undecided as yet, but it's currently on PC only. To try and explain what it is, it's a post-apocalyptic Mad Max style. Oh, what's that game, Red?
Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal kind of game, but by all means, it is not a Twisted Metal clone. It's just similar in its styling. So what you do is that you get given like a basic vehicle with a gun turret on it, and you drive around in the maps in the multiplayer, and you shoot other vehicles and blow them up to win. It's kind of like just like a Call of Duty deathmatch, I guess. There's also capture, what's the modes where you've got to capture their base?
Oh, not domination.
Not
capture their base is like regicide or something.
Oh, I don't know. But they've got a base, and you just need to occupy their base without them occupying it, because that'll interrupt it, and that'll get you the win as well. Or there's ones where there's like a neutral base. So there's like a base in the middle of the map that you've got to get to, but there's only the one base, so whoever captures it wins. And there's only those couple of modes or whatever. That it's still, like I said, just in that early access closed beta process. But the real cool part of the game is that the vehicles are 100% modular, and by that I mean you build them. So you've put them together using parts that you already have when you start, parts that you unlock and earn by winning matches, and parts that you can purchase with scrap that you've sold for currency, or typical to a free-to-play game with money that you buy using actual real-life currencies. Now, when I say that it's modular and you put your car and you build it, it's not like a menu that you go equip. You know, like...
No, you actually got to take shit off.
Yeah, like you actually need to place it on the vehicle wherever you like. And there's very few things that it will stop you from doing, you know? Like, you get side panels for the car, like it's a utility, a ute that you start off with. The side panels, you can take them off if you want. I don't want those side panels. I want it to be just like a chassis in the rear, and that'll make your car a bit lighter. Or you might have like a set of spikes, kind of like a bumper bar. You might not want to put it on the front. You can put it on the side for a side impact, you know. So if you get T-boned or what have you, you can put shit wherever you want. Now there is a limit, obviously, depending on the chassis you're using. You might get a space for 30 attachments, or you can upgrade to different bodies that'll allow more or less. There's also a battery or an electricity or a power limit, and you need this power to use items that consume power. Your turrets will need power because obviously they rotate and all that sort of stuff on using electricity. So early on, you might only be able to put one turret on your car. As you upgrade and get more bits and pieces and better guns and stuff like that, you might be able to get 3 on there. You might be able to get 4. You might be able to get 6 on the bastard. There's sky's the limit to the upgrades here, and which is why I think it'll be very successful as a free-to-play game, because I'm sure a lot of people will actually pay to get extra bits and pieces. The only thing is, I'm not 100% sure yet because it is very early. But I think this is going to be massively tilted towards pay to win.
You can see that. Because
if you can purchase anything, you could just go and buy like the strongest guns. Where, you know, it might take me 6 months of grinding to get that gun, which, you know, may never happen. And yet I'm still going to be coming up against you who has all that, you know, boss stuff. So I don't know how it's going to tackle that sort of issue of people that want to play it for a little bit of fun, still being able to have fun and not get annihilated. So it'll be interesting to see. Now, look, it is in early access closed beta, so there's obviously still some tweaks and changes that are going to happen to the game because it's not finished. It's still actually in development process. But from what I've played so far, the game's pretty damn fun. It's fun to mod your car, make it different. You can paint different bits and pieces of different colours. You can run around with as little stuff on your car or as much as you like. And you can check out like a gallery that'll show you other people's outlandish designs and all that sort of stuff. There is probably the biggest downfall at the moment is there's like a weird lag. Like did you find that, Red?
When doing what? Playing?
Like playing in the steering and shooting?
The steering I did, but I think that's the drift mechanic. You know, kind of not fit you, and the reverse mechanic wasn't quite on point either. I thought
that same thing because I was playing with Repremier and he suggested that it was laggy, and I said, oh, that might be the way the controls are built, you know, like it takes a couple of turns of the steering wheel to turn your wheels all the way, so maybe that's the delay. But
you've got shit wheels to start with, so maybe you get more grip and everything with the more time and money you invest into a decent set of feet.
Yes, but the thing that made me think that maybe Repremier was right is that you can click on test drive, right? So when you're in the garage, you can click test drive and it'll open up the garage door and you can drive out into an offline environment where you can test out your truck against... So you drive out in your truck and there's a duplicate of your truck out in the field.
Yep.
So you can shoot at your truck using your truck and see where the weak points are.
Yep.
But the thing is, when you're in that offline environment, that laggy stuff's gone.
Oh, okay. Well, then maybe it is.
See, when you click the mouse to shoot, there's like half a second delay. I thought that might have been the gun spooling up or something like that, but it doesn't. That stuff doesn't occur in the offline test drive. So that's what made me think, okay, maybe it is a server issue. But in saying that as well, I don't think the servers are in Australia. I think they're maybe Russian based or something like that. They may not have all of their servers operational in beta, because that would be a waste of money.
Yes.
So maybe when this game comes out in its full release, that sort of stuff will be remedied. But yeah, like I said, it's a bit early to tell. So we can't be too critical of it based on the fact that it is still being developed. So they probably are sort of taking a few shortcuts, because there'd be no sense activating every single server in the world when you've only got a small portion of people playing it. So hopefully there's some local servers in Australia, or some closer to us when it does launch, that gives us a better connection. But mate, for the game itself, I enjoy it. I do think I will come back to it on occasion to keep playing it, because I've enjoyed it. It's fun.
Just to emphasise one point you did make, you said everything's modular and everything like that, and that also, in the game, you're chasing someone down and they're a bit faster than you, shoot out their right tyre. Yeah. That will fall off.
Yes, that's right. The damage the damage taken is like it's actual contextual to where you shoot. So it's also good as well if somebody's shooting at you with a whole shitload of turrets, shoot their guns. The guns will fall off and that'll lower their attack. Or yeah, if it's something you're worried about them running away, yeah, shoot their wheels off, and then they'll just.
That's where a lot of strategy will come in. You know, if you've only got so many points to spend on your vehicle, you reinforce, say, your left side instead of having a 50-50 balance. Just put 75% of your reinforcements on your left side. So then you just swing to your left when you're taking damage, and then return fire.
Yep, that's right.
So I can see myself getting into this also, and it run on my Spud. I'm literally running a 486.
Yeah, that's it. It's a 487, but you're totally right. You can do all those kinds of things to use strategy and what you've got to your advantage.
Yeah, and especially if you can get a team together, one has right side, one has left side, then you got your power deliverer, like your tank, your glass cannon in the middle. You surround him and let him deal damage. There's just so many possibilities for this to kind of jump that next level of competitiveness. But if it jumps that next level of competitiveness, it's got to take into consideration your one query as to pay to win. If it did jump to a competitive level, I'm not going as far as esports and stuff like that, there'd have to be some form of restriction, like 20 points of modification per vehicle selecting from this. Like when you go and play, like in the competitive playlist on Call of Duty, certain things are banned and people vote on things. If you can have that, and you have constraints, and it's just a pool of things that you can pick from, and then build your team from there, it'll really work. But as far as public lobbies go, you're probably going to get a little bit flogged around by those people that do have the few extra dollars to spend in the world currently. So, I'll be there.
Yeah, nice. But yeah, look, the range of vehicles are from like the humble little off-road ute to massive 4x4, 6x4. There's probably 8x8s, tanks. So you can have like tracks, I think you call them. Is that what they're called?
Yeah. Yep.
Like the tank tracks.
Yeah.
All that sort of stuff. You can either add that to your ute, or you can make it into a tank style if you can unlock that kind of body. So yeah, I think it's got a lot coming for it. Look, I can't wait to try out different game modes, and there's only a handful of maps, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot more that's in development coming later. So look, you can get access to the closed beta by purchasing a premium currency pack. I think the cheapest one I could see was $19.95 US. So if you purchase one of those packs, you'll get a bunch of cool stuff, in-game currency, a vehicle, all that sort of stuff. Plus you'll get beta access. You can sign up for free and like be added to a list, but there's no guarantee that anyone on that list will get access. So it's just sort of a gamble, or you can just wait till it's released. Unfortunately, I don't know when it's going to be released. So
they'll tell us. They'll tell us when they know.
Yeah, we'll get notification and we'll update. But I've had a real good time with it, and it's not often that I can say that I've really enjoyed my time in a free-to-play game. Usually free-to-play games are, like on PC anyway, they're usually basically fork out the coin or don't bother.
Yep.
But the fun factor is definitely there. And if you can get into a match with your mates, it's heaps better.
Yep.
Good stuff. Anything else on that one, Red?
No, I'm looking forward to it.
Nice. And do you have anything else for your video game discussion?
No, not I.
Okay, well, let me touch on a couple of things that we haven't talked about as yet. I have restarted playing The Last of Us Remastered on the PlayStation 4. I was toying with the idea of going for another Platinum on the Aussie Gamers Express PSN account. However, in some discussions with Chaser, I've decided that instead of doing that, I will chase the white rabbit that has eluded me until this date, and that's the Grounded trophy. So if you're unfamiliar, the Grounded trophy is a trophy for playing The Last of Us on a new difficulty that's been added to the game called Grounded. When the game was originally released, the hardest was Survival or Survivor, and I've done all that. I've done that many times. It's almost easy for me playing it on Survivor now. So I have attempted to play Grounded before, and I've gotten up to, I don't know if it's about halfway into the game, possibly thereabouts.
Almost, yeah.
It's where you're going down a street where it's covered by one sniper with a 50 cal, and then a whole bunch of enemies throughout the level. So obviously, one shot from the sniper is a kill, especially when I've got no health and no health packs, which is where I always am in that game. But I ended up turning that original playthrough into another Survivor playthrough for the Platinum on the PS4. So that save didn't exist anymore. So I've restarted it on Grounded, and I've been streaming it from the beginning. So there's probably about 6 hours worth of the Grounded playthrough on our YouTube channel. So if you're interested in watching that, or if you're stuck at a particular point and want to see how I did it, as I'm playing it, I do give a little bit of like hints and tips and stuff like that, explaining my strategies. There are some parts that I've got good strategy for that gets me through every time, and there are some parts where I vary it up a bit because whether it just be my ability or that part of the game, strategies are just get it done however you can, really. But
situation dictates.
That's right, yeah. So I've been playing it through, sticking to the strategies that I know, and they've worked for me quite well. I've now, as of last night, gotten back up to the point where I got stuck on my original run through. So I stopped playing at that point. It was about 1 a.m. So I stopped playing and thought, all right, it's too late to tackle my demon at this hour. So I'm going to revisit that at a later date, and hopefully I can find a strategy that works and get through it, because I'm really keen on conquering the Grounded mode. I've done everything else. This is the only thing that's The Last of Us that I haven't conquered. So that's going to be on my streaming to-do list for a little while now until I get it done. I'll do whatever I can. So I'm enjoying it though. As much as there are rage moments where I keep failing, I keep trying, and I love it. Loving every moment, even the parts that I hate.
Yeah, you're crazy.
Yeah, but if I've got to be good at something, I'm gonna stick at it, because I'm obviously not the best at your multiplayer stuff, but I love this. I love The Last of Us. Never have I played a game before with such a strong story and the gameplay to back it up, and vice versa. Any questions, Red?
No, I've been watching the stream predominantly.
Yeah, very good. Alright, moving on. I've also been playing Diablo 3, the is it Ultimate Evil Edition or something like that? on the PS4. Yeah, we've been playing that again. I'm chasing the platinum in that one. It's going to be a casual platinum. I'm not going to just put 6 hours a day into it or anything like that. So I've been playing that. I'm more than halfway on the 500 bounties trophy. So that's coming along, and I've got 2 characters that I need to level up to 70. So I've got, I think it's a monk, and what's the other one called? It's like they're like a wizard. What are they called?
A wizard? Mage? No.
Is it a mage? Something like that. The magical one, anyway. But so I'm working on that. So essentially the trophies I've got left is level up all classes to level 70. So I've got 2 more to do on that. I've got to do the 500 bounties. I'm over halfway. And I've got to do the second half of the hardcore playthrough. I have done a little bit of that already, so there's a little bit more to do on that. And last but not least, I need to get that hardcore character to level 70. So that's all I got left on Diablo 3, and it's fun to play, using all the strategies to try and boost the leveling and all that sort of stuff was pretty cool. So using 2 accounts, using apprentice mode, all that stuff to my advantage to get it done real quick. And it's still going to be hard and a long slog, although I am minimising that as best I can. It's going well.
Excellent.
Last I've got on the list, I'm sure I've played other things, but I'm sort of missing out on it a bit, but is Mirror's Edge Catalyst. I tried that out on the Xbox One last night, and it's good. Like, the gameplay's good, the parkour sides of things. The story kind of felt a bit strange, although I haven't put a lot of time into it, so I'm not saying it's bad. It was just a bit weird to start off with. I think I'm missing out on a lot because I didn't play Mirror's Edge, the first one.
Yeah, I never played the first one. I've seen a fair bit of video on the most recent one. It's a very niche genre, isn't it?
Yeah, but look, see, the thing that makes me say that I think you're doing yourself a disservice by not playing the first one first, because there was a whole section in the part that I played last night where your character Faith meets up with this other guy, and they appear to be long lost friends that haven't seen each other for a while. And I think Faith, she's been in jail or something. I don't know. She's been away, and they say things like, she walks in and says, "I'm here to say sorry," like she's apologising for something. But they don't really elaborate. I'm thinking, what did she do? What happened? So I'm thinking I maybe missed all that from not playing the original. It's shame on me. I do have the original on the PC, but I haven't even booted it up. But the parkour mechanics are good. But the thing is, I'm so ingrained. Like, the jump button is the left bumper. I'm so ingrained in using right bumper because of Dying Light.
It'd feel much the same, wouldn't it?
Oh, it is. Yeah, it does. It feels like Dying Light, but yeah, it's just reversed. But I mean, it works because your bumper is to jump, and then the left trigger is to slide. You can go under things and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, and when you're running, you can press the right trigger, and that'll like barge through the doors and stuff like that. The combat's a little bit strange, but it works good, and it feels good to jump around and attack the enemies that are in it and stuff like that. I think it's a good fun gameplay style game, but I just don't know how good that story's going to be. But I can't really say it's not good, because I literally have maybe put an hour, if that, into it. So I'm only going off very first impressions of that. But it runs smooth on the Xbox One. It is a good 60 frames, and it didn't really falter too much. It was pretty good experience. So I think fans of the first one, I think it was a very like cult following that Mirror's Edge had, because essentially I heard that it wasn't a very good game, and then there was this big outcry for a sequel. Everyone wanted one, so I'm thinking it's probably something that the fans are going to love. rather than those casual, oh yeah, I'll give Mirror's Edge Catalyst a go. But who knows? It's like I said, it's only first impressions, and my first impressions were good. Overall good. Now, you mentioned Clash Royale.
Mm-hmm.
That game pissed me off last week, and I haven't touched it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, just I'm sick of it, because like I get up to, like, I think I got up to about nearly 1,100 trophies, and then I just lost like 10, 15 games in a row, back down to 924 at this point in time.
You're like my cousin. He comes over and hands me my phone and goes, "Get me back to 1,000." Okay. I guess I've just played it that much now. There's things I'm taking into consideration that are second nature now to me. You know, like, I know probably about 90% of the cards, what they cost, or what each character. So you can almost assume that, all right, he played two of those two cards there. He's got no cards left, no mana left. If I send one left and then put a defensive unit on the right, I'm going to have the chance to attack and stuff like that. And certain cards that work well together and everything like that. We'll have a look when I come up. You just keep nattering away for a couple of months, and then I'll have a look and I'll build you a dick similar to mine. I'll build you a deck similar to mine and see if it works for you.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'll be playing it then. It's
great.
Yeah, but it's an arsehole too.
Oh yeah, I crack the shits with it too. Walk away. You know, sometimes when you're playing it and you're dominating, it says opponent has left.
Oh, I love it when that happens.
Yeah, I'm sure I've left that on a few people's screens.
Oh, do you leave?
Oh, if I've finished my smoke and I'm not going to win, I'll lock the phone and walk back into my PlayStation and play something else and win.
Well, they can't be too disappointed, because it doesn't end the game or anything. They can still just attack you and win.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I love it when that happens. I'm like, yes, I'm going to win, finally. I should just work out how to work out who I'm playing with and just hack them, turn their internet connection off.
DDoS the fuck out of them.
Yeah, so I can just pummel them. But anyway, yeah, fuck that game. Well, I think that's it for for my video game discussion. So, if you're happy to, let's move on to our special segment for the week, which is going to be E3 2016 predictions, hopes, and dreams.
Yes.
Xbox is about to become the next water cooler.
All right. Well, like, there's not really going to be any specific structure to this this new segment.
Good, because I haven't categorised mine.
No, neither have I. I've just got a list of shit here that I've been brainstorming and writing down. Stuff that I really want to happen, stuff that I know is happening, and stuff that, you know, is probably not going to happen, but I want to happen. Now, so E3 is happening, well, if you're listening to this at some stage this week, it's, what is it, 13 to...
16?
16? 13? 14? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it starts on the 13th anyway. We'll clarify that in a moment, because I'm sure people want to know. But it is occurring in the States, and I'm pretty excited for it this year. I think we're going to see some really good things. There's probably going to be a lot of what we were already expecting, but I'm really hoping there's going to be some surprises. You know, like, I think Doom was a surprise. Was it last time?
Oh, Fallout 4.
And Fallout 4, no one was expecting that. No one was expecting it to drop the same year either.
No, I scored like a little bitch. Yes,
I do remember that. We all had it streaming. We were all chatting at the time, and yeah, you were getting a bit moist about that.
Yep.
All right. Well, oh, there we go. E3 takes place June 14 to 16. There we go. I knew the 16 was in there somewhere, but it's at Los Angeles Convention Center. Thanks for that little bit of info, Red. Good job. Why don't we kick off? I'm going to go through a couple on my list, and then we'll get a couple from you, Red, and we'll discuss as we go. How does that sound?
Sounds great.
All right. Now, the first one that came to mind. So I sat down and started writing a list of predictions, hopes, and dreams. Now, this one is a hope. Yeah, I think there's a little bit of chance that it might be unveiled, but I don't know, and there's not been any talk of it. And considering other games from the same developers, maybe not. But it's a Splinter Cell game.
Oh wow, that's not even on my list.
It's 2016. We're 3 years into the new generation, and no even talk of a Splinter Cell game. I really, really want that to happen. So
I bet you it's 2 years away.
Yeah, maybe. I don't even care if it's a long wait. I just want it to be announced, so I know it's coming.
Because it looks like they're filling in between Assassin's Creed releases.
Well, yeah, but the thing that makes me think that it's not going to happen yet is because of what's that game called? Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Yeah, that's on my list.
Yeah, because Wildlands is on the cards. I don't know if they'll want to do another one at the same time or sort of steal its thunder or anything like that. I don't know, but look, I really do hope that we hear something about Splinter Cell, even if they just show a screenshot and say, this is coming 2018. Like, I'll be happy with that. Anything.
Boy.
Anything. Just to know. But yes, I'm looking forward to hopefully hearing something about that. Next on the list, now this one is more of a, well, I predict, based on rumour and innuendo on the internet, Borderlands 3. Okay, I got a little bit of information on that. It's something that's definitely on the cards. I would imagine that would be 100% going to happen. Just when is the question. Considering like Battleborn's just come out and it's not doing too well, maybe they might want to announce it. I don't know, or maybe they don't want to. But the word on the net is that apparently once Battleborn has run its course and they've released all their DLCs and stuff like that, they're going to start development on Borderlands 3. Whether it's called Borderlands 3 or something else, who knows? But that's another thing that I'm quite keen for. What about you? Do you want another Borderlands?
I'll play it. I'm not gagging for it, but I'll definitely play it.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, give us a couple of yours, Red.
Battlefield multiplayer reveal.
Oh, okay.
Cool. I'd love to see a Battlefield multiplayer reveal, just to see how it coincides with what we've seen on the short snippet of the campaign trailer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good prediction. That'll probably happen.
Yeah, and I'll go with a PlayStation exclusive, Gears of War 4. I wonder if that'll drop or if that'll get any information or any shots or anything.
Look, I don't know if I've got something in my ears. Did you say a PlayStation exclusive?
Yeah, for God of War 4.
Oh, God of War. Yeah, maybe I heard you wrong.
I may have said no. I don't think you did because I've got it. They're one's written under the other.
I think you said Gears of War.
And they're both 4.
Well, that's it. Yeah. But anyway, yes, God of War 4. Yeah, I've got that on my list as well. That one I think could be a good prediction. That one might happen.
Yeah, you'd have to think there's going to be a couple of exclusives on either side of the fence here, and
yeah.
Well, I did say Gears of War 4, so we'll probably lead into that soon. So that you'll probably get both of those on each side, I reckon.
Yeah. I reckon you might be right with that one. That'll be good. Got another one?
Yeah, I've got heaps.
Yeah, give us another one.
Shadow of Mordor 2.
Oh, yeah. There's no reason why that wouldn't be something coming. Yeah.
I would love to see that, and there's very little rumour and going around with Warner Brothers at the moment, anything in production, whether it be Lego or a Batman game, which you probably wouldn't suspect, but maybe, you never know. Origins happened. So, yeah, Shadow of Mordor 2, I would relish some news on that, because that was a very, very solid early title on the current generation.
Yeah, nice. Alright, I got one here. Mm-hmm. Now, this one's, there's been quite a fair bit of rumour around it, but Rockstar have said that they're coming with something big, and I'm thinking it's Red Dead Redemption 2.
I was going San Andreas remastered.
It's been done a few times, hasn't it? But a little bit of birdie talk on the internet. I've found a few people talking about an LA Noire successor.
Whoa. Was the first one big enough, or they want to bury the lack of success with the first one with a better one?
Well, I mean, I never finished LA Noire, but I don't think that was anything to do with LA Noire not being good. I had a lot going on in my life at the time, and I didn't have the spare time to play through it, and it kind of got away from me. So I probably still do need to play that. But whether it's LA Noire 2 or, like maybe another city, like another story, completely leave the other one behind. I don't know how the other one ended, mind you. It still hasn't even been spoilt for me. I don't know there, but it's an interesting thing, and I would like to see them grow on what they had, because they had that whole face recognition thing and all that sort of stuff. I'd like to see them grow on that. Now, I liked the face recognition, but I didn't really like where you had to watch them to pick for their telltale signs of lying and all that. That was a bit dicky, but it looked fantastic. It was a great game. So that'll be two impressive things to hear from Rockstar, Red Dead Redemption 2 or LA Noire. Now, I also think we're going to hear, this is, I call them predictions, but it's probably a definite. The new consoles that we've all heard about.
Yes.
I would say if we don't hear anything at E3, they don't exist. But I'm pretty confident that they do exist. So Xbox is going to rock up with an announcement for their two new consoles. One being a Slim, which might be what they originally toyed with before the release of the Xbox One, where one console won't have a disc drive and the other one will be more powerful. That's my suggestion. So, what are you laughing at?
I reckon they'll come out and release the Xbox 4 and try and up sales.
Why? Because it's PlayStation 4?
Because it's got a 4 in it.
Yeah, I don't think it's the 4 in PlayStation that wins the hearts, but good luck to them. But yeah, so I think that's going to happen, and PS4 is going to rock up with whatever they're going to call Neo. I think they'll give it a name.
Fucked.
Yeah, maybe. What do you reckon they're going to call it? Because it won't be Neo. Like Morpheus.
No.
It'll be... What do you reckon? 4S?
4 We ripped you off. Ring.
The PlayStation 4...
Yeah, S, like the Samsung.
4S. Or the iPhone.
Yeah.
No, it'd be the PlayStation S4 if it was a Samsung.
Yeah.
But, who knows? We'll see. I think if they do get announced, we'll get a proper name for the the Neo. And I think
PS4K.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think they'll use those. I don't think they'll take the internet ideas. I think
it's got to have a 4 in there.
Yeah, it'll probably have a 4 in it to identify with what it actually is an extension of.
Yeah.
Just trying to think, like they called Morpheus PlayStation VR.
Yeah.
That's very literal to what it is. I think that's what Sony like to do. So I think whatever it's called, the PlayStation 4, it'll be very literal. So it might be the
PS ripoff.
The PlayStation 4 Britney Spears, the "Oops, I Did It Again" special.
Yeah.
I don't know. It could be anything, but we'll see. It's very close. What about
and the NX?
In the NX.
Talking of consoles.
Oh yes, the Nintendo. That didn't even make my list.
Well, it made mine. Fuck the PS4 and Xbox One. The NX was on mine.
All right. Yeah, that'll get a name. That'll have some stupid name. So we've had the Wii, the Wii U, and we'll probably get the
Hospital. Wii U. Hospital. We've arrived.
The Ambo. I don't know. The Us.
I'm happy with NX.
Oh, that would be just as embarrassing, wouldn't it? The Wii U Us. the we, and then we have the us. Because we had the we that kind of sounded like a bodily function, and now we have the us that sounds like a body part.
That does the bodily function.
Yes. Wait, you wee out your ass?
No, I don't.
Well, I'm not sure anyone does, unless you've had the curry for the night before. Yeah, so that's another prediction. That'll probably happen. The NX will probably get a name. NX, I'm happy with NX, like the DS.
Yes. Yes.
But what the fuck does NX stand for?
Nintendo 10.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. It's the 10th console.
No, well, you can't call it the Nintendo 10.
No, NX. N for Nintendo, X for Roman numeral 10.
So just call it NX, not Nintendo NX.
Nah, just call it the NX.
Have they ever? They've never done that before, have they?
No. It'll probably Nintendo X.
Nintendo X. Oh yeah. Nintendo. I kind of like that. It's better than the Wii. We've put up with the Wii for ages now. That's a stupid name.
Even though it's known as the Nintendo Wii, we call it the Wii. So it could be called the Nintendo X, but we'll just call it the NX.
Well, yeah, like the NES and the SNES and stuff like that. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I'm going for NX.
Nice call. All right, we'll move on here, just so we've got time for the news later. What do I have here? The VR headsets. Now, that we probably know that's going to happen, so we'll skip past that one. We talked about God of War. Mass Effect Andromeda. We'll probably hear more about that.
Yes.
I'd like to see some gameplay.
Yeah, other than just screenshots on the computer panel.
We're yet to see anything really substantial on Andromeda, so that'll be good to hear a bit more about that. Now, I've got another. This is maybe a hope.
Yep.
A new, and this is coming from someone that didn't even play the last game, mind you. A new Elder Scrolls game.
Yeah, Bethesda's got to do something, and Fallout's been done. So.
Yeah, Fallout's done. So, and Doom's done as well. But they announced two massive games last time, which was Fallout 4 and Doom. So they're not afraid to run two games simultaneously. So I'm thinking Elder Scrolls might be one of them. Now I don't know if they'll do a Skyrim 2, but it'll be maybe another. I'd be happy for it to be a new Elder Scrolls game because
you'd think it would be.
Because this will be the one that I'll play because I don't know my gaming habits have changed, so I'll actually try this one. And if it's Elder Scrolls 2, it might put me a bit off because I'd never played... Sorry, if it's Skyrim 2, it might put me off a little because I never played Skyrim. But what else would Bethesda also bring to the party, do you think?
What was that horror game that done bad that they could do a better one?
Oh, the...
Evil Within 2.
Oh, please don't. Oh dear. No, you know what I'm thinking? Along the same lines of Doom. Quake.
Quake? Yeah. Well, they could do a first-person shooter each year.
Oh, that'll be good for a headline too. Bethesda and their Quake remake. So yeah, that's a prediction out there. So I reckon those might be what Bethesda brings to the party. A new Prince of Persia game.
Oh, that's on my list.
That's a hope of mine, a hope and a dream. I'm
predicting a March release.
Oh, okay. Do you
March or April.
Do you know something?
To stay 6 months away from the November window.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, do you know something that I don't? Sounds like you're being specific there.
I'll put it this way: there's no silent protagonist in this one. Yeah, I'm voicing him. Hey, fuck! Can't jump that far. Chuck's fucking loud.
Yeah, right. That's Oh, you weirdo! Oh, Fred, give us some more stuff from your list, man.
Andromeda. Scalebound. I want to see more.
Ah, yes, that was delayed till next year, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'd like to see more. I'd like to see some mechanics actually in play, in work, instead of just a a video, if you know what I mean. Like a live demonstration would be sick.
Yeah. It's a cool game.
What do you reckon?
Yeah, no, well, I think that'll probably be a definite, that one.
Yep, Gears of War 4 we've touched on. And I have
Yep.
one more thing. You said hopes and dreams.
Yep.
I hope and I dream of, and just to set myself up to knock myself down, I hope they come out, Ubisoft come out and say, with their Watch Dogs 2, because we know about that now, obviously, so that's not really a prediction. Hopefully, they come out and say, people with Watch Dogs 1 Season Pass can pre-order it at a cheaper price.
No, that won't happen.
Yeah, well, fuck, we dropped news yonks ago how the second DLC dropping for Watch Dogs is going to be in San Francisco. Guess where the fucking new one's
Oh! Is that where the DLC was going to be set? Oh, and that's where Watch Dogs 2 is?
Motherfuckers! We're getting Watch Dogs DLC!
As a full release, those
Oh!
Oh, Red! I didn't even think of that.
I did, because I'm still fucking hurting over the season pass, bro.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, so look, I've got information here. Watch Dogs 2 is set in San Francisco, and it stars a black hacker named Marcus Holloway. And it's expected to be released for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC this year on the 15th of November. Oh, man. Oh, that is well done on picking that up, man. Yes, I do remember there was meant to be another map. I didn't remember that it was San Francisco. But they've turned the DLC into a full-blown sequel. So we have to pay full price for it.
Again!
You already paid for it!
No! That's why I want a discount!
That's why you want the discount. It makes sense now. Oh, wow. That's... Yeah, wow.
I'd buy it digitally if they offered some form of discount like that, because they'd be able to tell from your account that you've got the season pass.
Yeah, for sure.
Or they just give us the first piece of DLC for free.
Yeah, but no.
What happened?
Well, have you watched the gameplay yet?
No.
Guess what? I'll tell you what it is. It's Watch Dogs' second son.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Not magical powers and shit.
No. But it just has that feel. The whole... Because this Marcus Holloway guy, he looks like sort of a younger, more delinquenty type than Aiden Pierce was.
Well, that's what you associate with hackers and nerds these days.
Yeah, well, I suppose that's a good point. Yeah, but and it's like the spray painty feel of, you know, the graffiti of the Watch Dogs logo, and it just and it's a real Metro-y feel as well. Like you in the game, and this is all revealed in the it's posted on the video on our Facebook page. You part of DedSec. You get employed by DedSec, what have you, and the more things you do, the more followers that you gain. So I'm thinking people are like liking you on Facebook or Twitter or something like that, but it's called a DedSec app. So it's going to be very metrosexual, I think, this game.
Yeah, cool.
But
I'll play it.
In saying that, black protagonist, not many of them floating around.
Nah, Will Smith will get right behind that.
Well, yeah, probably. I had a look. I googled black main characters, and the majority of the lists that I found just had black characters that are in games. There's only a couple that I found that had them as the main characters, and those included Prototype 2 had a black main character that you played as.
Did?
Also, let me scroll down here. There was kind of main characters in Left 4 Dead 2. You could play as the coach, and I think her name was Rochelle. But you know, that was whether you chose it or not. Carl Johnson, or CJ from San Andreas, is a black main character.
Same as Franklin from 5.
Yeah, but even then, he was he was minimally used out of the other two, I think. But I guess that was probably me. It was your choice, really, isn't it?
Yep.
And that was all that I could really find. The rest of them, they were all support characters or just NPCs that didn't have much to do with the game. So
Gears of War, if playing in co-op.
Well, if playing... Well, co-op in Gears of War 3, yes, because I believe 1 and 2 only had Marcus and Dom.
Ah, yes, true.
And Dom's South American, I think.
Homefront Revolution could be anyone.
Well, yeah, because you don't see nor hear him. But, yeah, so there you go. And, power to them. I think it's a good idea. It's good to have that diversity in video games. Speaking of Second Son, I want Infamous 3.
Ooh. What could they do?
That's what I want. I want to see... I mean, as sad as it is, I want them to go back to the original. I know, the outcome of how Infamous 2 was, but... Yeah, they're superheroes and all that sort of shit. Bring back Cole McGrath. I want him back, and I want him to have more personality. I want something to happen that brings him out of his shell, and I want to bring back those original characters like Zeke and stuff like that. I want them back. See, they sort of made cameos in Second Son, like with, I think, phone calls. There was a phone call where you spoke with Zeke, I think.
Yep.
But I want it all. I want it all back. I want to go back there. I don't want a remaster. I want Infamous 3, and I want a lot of the original stuff. And not that I didn't like Second Son, but it didn't feel like a progression of the Infamous games. It kind of just felt like a new game.
A standalone, yeah.
I want that feel back. I want the cleaners and all that sort of stuff. I want, I think they were called the Dustmen or something like that.
Rigers?
Yeah, well, there you go, from the Division. But that's something I really would like to come through. Dead Rising 4 has been kind of leaked, so that might be announced. That'll be alright. Hopefully they change the game, because I've loved to hate them, or hated to love them, the previous games. What about this one, Red? Hearthstone for console.
Well, I can't see why it wouldn't work.
Whether it be an E3 announcement, I don't know.
BlizzCon.
Yeah, probably, but that'll be cool. Knack 2's been rumoured. That's not my own, but I've found that on the internet. I don't know. I like Knack. We'll probably see Rise of the Tomb Raider for the PlayStation 4. And
only so much hype you can give it. Is there any DLC for that?
Yes.
There is DLC.
Yeah. So, I don't know, maybe we'll get the PS4 will get the Game of the Year edition. That'll be good. Piss the Xbox people off. But it has been...
It will, but it's going to be probably one of their strongest plays to recouping some funds that they probably thought they were going to get.
Yeah, probably. And Naughty Dog might... They probably won't. This is like a hope or a dream. Maybe a sequel to The Last of Us, hopefully in a completely new story, leaving the original alone. Or there's been a lot of talk of what's that game called that you play in Uncharted 4? Crash Bandicoot. Crash Bandicoot. Maybe a new Crash game. Who knows?
That'd be cool.
Yeah, something from Naughty Dog would be nice. But that's my list, man.
I've got one last one, and
cool.
For all intended purposes, you asked me, informed me that this new set, or this one-off segment was taking place, so I started writing my list. News actually dropped today that it's a very now strong possibility, and I did say, when you went and seen CD Projekt Red, he was tight-lipped about Gwent, and I said, a fucking standalone game?
You did say that.
Fucking oath I did, and guess what's in all the news today?
Standalone Gwent.
Standalone Gwent game.
Yes, that...
They'll be there, and it's nothing to do with Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I did see that briefly. It was I think they patented it
yes, that's exactly right. Yeah,
copyrighted it or something like that. Yeah, so that's coming. That'll be good. That's probably why,
man. You
did, and like we're in the interview a couple of weeks back where I said, "What about Gwent?" and he goes, "Can't talk about it."
Yep.
Can't talk about it. Not talking about it. All right.
Fucking heard it here first.
Yeah, so there's something cool coming from Gwent. Yeah, so that was really cool for him. And like I said to him at the time, you've kind of, given me an answer without giving me an answer. That's cool. I like that.
Yep.
Nice. Standalone Gwent. I'll have to learn how to play it. You can teach me in September. All right, well, that's it for E3. Now, we'll probably have in our next show, it'll be like a full rundown of what we did get from E3, and it'll be a full special show of just E3. You all down for that, Red?
Oh, can you dig it? Yes,
Nice.
I'm down.
All right, and we'll endeavour to have somebody keeping everyone up to date on the Facebook page, Aussie Gamers Express, with the big announcements that people will be interested in from E3. I'll leave you in charge of that, Red. You're up to the challenge.
Copy that.
Because I'm going to be MIA, unfortunately.
Fuck. It's now pre-recorded that I accepted that responsibility. Fuck.
Sucked in.
Yeah, I'll have to stop watching it for a moment to put posts and hashtags and fuck bags and...
Open up Windows, my friend. Different Windows. Or delegate. Good luck with that.
I just did. I said I'd do it.
Yeah, I just delegated it to you. All right, beautiful. Let's move on to this week's video game news and power through the rest of the show. Right, first up in this week's news, Injustice 2 announced. Do you remember Injustice, Gods Among Us?
Yes, I do.
Did you like it? Superhero fighting game. I know it's DC. It's not really your cup of tea. By the people that made Mortal Kombat. NetherRealm. So anyway, a trailer has been released, which initially shows a fight between Superman and Flash. And Flash is holding his own, mind you. It's going well. The fight is interrupted by a very eager Batman, who promptly starts to fight Flash. And this fight is then interrupted by Aquaman, who throws his bitch of a trident at Batman and takes him down. Batman then equips some sort of power armor and takes down Aquaman with an electric batarang, which is probably a good thing to use against somebody who's all watery and stuff. Superman re-enters the fight and hammers Batman to only be interrupted by none other than Supergirl, who looks super cute. And at the end of the trailer, they all converge on each other, and guess who shows up? The Arkham Knight.
Oh,
what were you going to say?
Goku.
No, there wasn't enough space on the Blu-ray because it's over 9,000. You're right, just stub your toe.
No, I love it.
A good game and an even better story surely awaits, I would think. Coming in 2017, I really enjoyed the storyline of Injustice Gods Among Us. I think the twist that they threw on the alternate universe explained quite well as to why Superman was bad, and there were like bad alter egos, good alter egos and stuff like that in the different dimensions.
Gave you a really good excuse to fight good guys against good guys and bad guys against bad guys.
Yeah, and probably the best I've seen in a game like that. So that's pretty neat. That's coming in 2017, and I'm happy for that, and I will get that one and play it. All right, Red, give us your next news, please.
So, mod support, Xbox One, Fallout 4, live. In
Done.
a nutshell.
All right, next.
So, browsing
live
downloading
now?
mods require a Bethesda.net account, and only 2 GB of mods can be installed at one time.
Oh,
It's not bad. Most mods aren't that huge, really.
yeah, probably. Yeah.
So there's already hundreds of mods already available, ranging from practical additions like full text dialogue options to totally ridiculousness, like turning Deathclaws into Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh yeah! PlayStation 4 players should be getting mod support sometimes in June, alongside the full release of the Fallout 4 Creation Kit. Full stop.
Yeah, good. That's cool. Oh, that'll definitely bring me back to muck around with. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Why Macho Man Randy Savage?
Yeah, I don't know, because he looks cool.
Yeah, it's random. Is he wearing red undies?
Pink?
Pink. Is he with the pink, does he?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I love it.
Maybe I saw
I want to play Fallout as Batman.
Nice. Yeah, that's cool. I like the Oh, the Toy Story one for the power armor.
Yeah. Buzz Lightyear's
Buzz
power armor.
Lightyear, the Buzz Lightyear power armor. That looks cool. Yeah, all right, that's nice. That's good to know. All right, two Xbox-related news items in a row. There's a new Xbox One update coming soon. And it is for Xbox Preview members. The update is rolling out right now, and you have to opt into it using the Preview app. So if you don't do that, you won't get it. So check that out if you're keen. The full overhaul of voice commands is coming in. Now they're doing the whole Windows thing across everything that they've got, Microsoft. So instead of saying Xbox on or Xbox snap, it's now Hey Cortana.
Yeah, I was about to say. That's pretty cool.
That is not only pretty cool, Red. That is something that I don't know why they never employed earlier. Even from the experiences with the last, like with Kinect 1 on the 360. How many times I'm talking to people while I'm playing the Xbox and I say Xbox because I'm talking about the Xbox and it fucking brings up the listening menu. And I'm like, no, I just said Xbox. I don't want you to hear me. And then when I want you to fucking hear me, Xbox volume. And it doesn't hear me, and I'm just talking to myself like a dickhead. So, Hey Cortana is going to be a fantastic upgrade, because generally I'm not going to say Hey Cortana for no reason.
Not unless the missus is out.
Unless some poor... But unless some people out there called their dog Cortana or their cat or something like that. That could be annoying. But
Hey Cortana, get off! I'm afraid I can't do that right now.
Did you say turn off? Okay. No! It no longer requires Kinect to use voice commands. Now, they're saying that you don't need to have a Kinect, right, to use the voice control. You can use your headset. Like that's a new feature.
Yeah, it's always been available, hasn't it?
Well, mine does. And
do you have a... Is it just a speaker in the controller, or is there a microphone in there as well?
Oh, I'm not going to touch that.
Oh, there's no speaker in the Xbox controller.
There's not, no. I'm lost.
My bad. I was thinking it was going to be a new peripheral.
I'm confused as to what direction you're taking there, so I'm just going to ignore you and keep going. Whereas what they might be talking about is if you've got a Kinect at the moment, you can use your headphones, right? You can do the voicey talky thing. Like, that's already implemented. Because when I'm using my headphones now, if I whisper Xbox Snap wearing a headphones, it works. So surely the Kinect didn't hear that. So I would assume that it is using the microphone from the headphones, right? But what I think is what they're changing is if you don't have a Kinect at the moment, the voice commands won't work through the headphones. You have to have Kinect.
Penny just dropped on me. So if the Kinect wasn't connected, you couldn't connect with your voice.
Yes. So it was essentially just a setting. They just disabled it because you hadn't purchased their extra peripheral. Really an arsehole thing. But
they are.
Essentially it is, yeah. So now they're going to get rid of that restriction. Also, the list of games are going to be scrolling vertically rather than horizontally. And all I have to say about that is, oh, thank God.
Yeah, it's a bit of a muck-up, isn't it?
Well, the stupid thing about it is that when you scroll all the way to the right to a game, or just to have a look at what games are there...
Go to the next page.
You have to scroll all the way back just to go to the, like the menu on the left.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're scrolling all the way down...
You can press left or
You
right.
can just press left and you're there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's... I don't know. But anyway... yeah, so like I said, that's available for Xbox Preview members now. I signed up for it yesterday. It said that it can take up to 48 hours to get me into it, so I haven't actually seen it as yet. But once I do have a play around with it, I'll talk about it on the show. So there you go. Red, what's your next news item?
Guerrilla Games, Killzone people.
Yeah.
that are also releasing Horizon Zero Dawn have come out and delayed it till next year. March 1st is the new release date for Australia.
Massive delay.
Which is okay.
Actually, when was it coming?
Was there an original release date, or was it just meant to be this year? Yes, here we go.
I don't think there was a date. Yeah, I think it was just meant to be this year, though.
It was originally set for 2016 release.
Yeah.
So you'd think it'd be that October to December, the holiday quarter.
Yeah.
That's going to be a fucking busy time of year, mind you, this year.
Yeah.
As it is every year.
Every year, yeah.
But so they pushed it, and it couldn't have come. That's brilliant, because it's not going to be in amongst your Ghost Recons and your Call of Duties and Battlefields and Mafias and everything like that. So it's going to give us something nice and fresh to play March next year, and it also gives them the extra 3 or 4 months to really nail this one down, because Shadowfall, Killzone, the release title on the PS4, was very pretty. It was just a bit of a shitty game.
Yeah.
For a Killzone game. If it wasn't called Killzone and it had a different narrative, it'd probably worked. It just didn't work like a Killzone game. Killzone meant to be predominantly linear with open spaces, where this was like an open world. It just didn't work for the Killzone franchise. But it looked really good. So if they can get this looking, well, better, now they know what they're working with, and really nail home a very fucking good narrative, because at the moment we're all up in the air. It's like they're dressed like civilized cave people, but there's robotic dinosaurs. If there's a really cool story behind that, then yeah, you could potentially look at a candidate for Game of the Year. So
yeah, well, I'm very tempted to go all stupidly overpriced special edition on that one too.
Oh, it looks cool, doesn't it?
The statue, that looks mad, with the bow and arrow on that.
Yeah, so, and all it's going to do is give us 3 more months, well, give us an extra few months to overhype it. Well, get on the hype train anyway, because the hype is real. It looks really good. The new trailer just dropped recently, like this week, and fuck, she's got potential, man.
Yeah, well, and it's third person, open world, survival, action adventure RPG. Maybe.
Fuck, count me in.
Yeah, I love that. Absolutely.
DPI up.
Oh, whoops. Next one. My last bit of news is titled Pixelated Vaginas. I want you to have a stab. What am I going to talk about?
Witcher?
No. No, it's called La Petite Mort. Now, it's a game
So in Australia it's the little mutt.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Alright, listen up. La Petite Mort, small box, is an iOS game where you're presented with a heavily pixelated vagina on the screen, and you are required to touch it slowly and sensually to bring it to orgasm.
Oh my god.
Now, you can't just rub it away at it like a madman and expect to win, because that's not how vaginas work, and we all know that. Is that correct, Red, or do you have any idea?
I don't know, I smashed mine pretty hard.
Now, there's no real nudity, as the graphics are very massive pixels, so it's blurry. But the idea of what you're doing is pretty fucking obvious. And if you hold the screen far enough away, you can make out that it's a lady's dirty bits. Unfortunately, though, I can just hear it now. All the people listening to the podcast picking up their phones, going, "I'm fucking searching this shit." The game's no longer available on the App Store, as it has been banned in some countries, but then it was also eventually completely removed from the App Store, so it's not available. You can see videos of it on the internet, obviously. Check it out on YouTube and stuff like that, because it's blurred and that, but that was what the game was, and you can watch people playing it, and they're full rubbing it, and it's making you can just imagine the sound effects.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, I could
I'm
imagine...
glad it's been yanked. You don't need shit like that.
No, you probably don't, but I would have liked to have given it a go. But I think we might... I think the biggest reason why it was, pulled from the store is because Apple were getting an influx of people coming in with cracked screens.
Your dick's not a stylus.
and an influx of people in emergency room wards with cuts.
Ow! Fucking... Oh.
Oh, man. Yeah, I would have played it.
Literally.
Yeah. Oh, imagine people doing Let's Plays and playing it with their tongue.
VR.
Oh, that is so seedy. You're right, Red. It probably doesn't have a place on the App Store.
So seedy.
Still would have played it.
Fair to say it's still on the premium to buy list in Japan.
You probably. And you could get a big rubber dildo stylus. I just made that up.
Suit.
I made that up. I don't know that for a fact. Oh dear, that existed. That happened. Look it up. La Petite Mort. But the thing is, there's a game on there called La Petite Mort, but it's not this game. So, whatever. Alright, Red, give us your last bit of news, man.
So, creative director Jack Solomon out of Firaxis, I think they say, or Firaxis?
Firaxis, I think it is.
Firaxis, yes. Has come out and given us all the good news as console players that XCOM 2, that is at the moment a PC exclusive, will be coming to console in September.
Yes, I heard about this, and I informed Weeksy, who was a little bit disappointed because he just bought it on PC, but it's probably a game best suited to PC though, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Though, XCOM Enemy Unknown was a PS Plus title on the PS3.
Yeah.
So it's processor, and I did play it, and it did work. It worked like all the other turn-based games, like your Wasteland and everything like that. You got to flick from grid to grid, like Tetris blocks, and it's just more efficient and feels more natural doing it with a mouse. And the fact that you can go in and, because it's permadeath, so you kill someone off, you get someone new, and you're going to type in their name and their credentials and everything like that if you really want to get involved. Typing that out with a controller was painful as. So I think it is heavily keyboard and mouse predominant, but doesn't the PS4 support keyboard and mouse?
I think so, depending on the game.
If you like me, Weeksy's got one of the, amongst you guys, probably his second or third best computer. He bought XCOM 2, and he has to run it at minimum.
Oh, yep.
So you're going to need a pretty decent rig in order to run this thing. So if you've got a keyboard and a mouse, and you can just make the one purchase for your PlayStation 4...
Yeah, it's going to run properly, yeah.
You're going to have the best that hardware can produce, as opposed to having to upgrade a system per game.
Yeah. Now, is it XCOM 2, is it an isometric game when you're not in combat?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, like a top-down sort of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Thought so. Alright, there you
September
go.
9th. Keep your eyes open. PS4, Xbox One.
Alright, wonderful. Alright, well that's video game news. Let's move on to What's That Sound? Okay, Red, last week's What's That Sound? I don't think you got it, did you?
It was fucking Fallout 3. How did I not get it?
Yeah, well, that's it. You were a fan of that, weren't you?
Yeah, big time. But
yeah.
Oh no, I never barely played it. No, I just can't believe I didn't get it. But yes, I that was my true initiation, really, into survival wasteland RPGs.
Yeah, well, that was Liberty Prime there. So have a listen to last week's sound.
Audio functionality test initialized.
There you go.
Fallout 3.
Pardon?
Fallout 3.
What did I say?
No, that's my guess for the sound. What's that sound?
Oh! That's last week's Red. Congratulations to everyone that got that correct. All right, so this week's one may be Googleable. I'm not sure. I haven't Googled it myself. But without further ado, have a listen to this week's What's That Sound?
Names of our friends, so I don't need one.
Might be an easy one too. You know that, Red, don't
Nah.
you? I do.
You picked it.
So? Yeah, it's hard to pick whether I'd know the voice. I think I'd know it. Have another listen.
Yeah.
Have another listen.
Names of our friends, so I don't need one.
You think you know it? Yes, that's correct. Well done, Red! If anybody listening at home, if you think you know what the sound is for this week, then send us a message to our Facebook page and tell us what you think it is. If you're correct, you'll get a free game. And that's it. That's all the cookie requested. What the fuck was that?
Crumbled?
But that's not even right. It's supposed to be that's the way the cookie crumbled. But that doesn't even make sense in this situation. What a
Unless you ask it to, but then making it a request.
Excuse me, Mr. Cookie. May you please crumble in this fashion? That's probably one of the weirdest things that has happened on the podcast unintentionally in a long time.
Yeah, because Red doesn't give the chance a cookie to crumble. He just has it in one bite.
That's it. Well done. All right, that's it. What's next? Red, give us your shout.
I will. All right, and there's going to be a lot of familiar names here, and I don't give a fuck. I'm going to say them anyway. But it just really, these guys just really personify Aussie gamers. And the special one, Martin Creamers, again, know he's a listener, know he's a supporter on the page. Gave away a heap of games the other day. Just
Yes,
here you go, guys. Public post. First in, best dressed.
That was nice. That was real good.
Yeah, so just to follow up here, as I said, I might miss names here, like your Ben and Ben squads, everyone, but these people really personify why we put in the effort. So you've got Martin Creamers, Andrew Roy, George Schneider, Ross Mark, Jared Peatley, and Hayden Campbell. I threw in a sixth one there just because they've been very, very predominant this week and this year and last year. Make it all worth it. Know they listen. Thank you.
Lovely, thank you. I'm going to add one to your list. And on my list, the special shout out is going to go to Gary Ellis Jr., who is also known as King Jiggly. He also, similar to Martin Creamers, he just out of the blue sent me a copy of Portal 2. Now, he purchased the Portal board game, which exists. I didn't even know. I'm going to have to look into that.
I heard about that last week.
Yeah, he bought the board game, and it came with a Steam code for Portal 2. And he obviously, being a good fan of the series, has already played the game, already owns it and loves it and all that sort of stuff. Had no requirement for the code because he owns it. So he just sent it in a message to me saying, "Here, I thought you might want to give this away." And I really appreciate that. I'm glad that he is thinking of us. And I just thought I'd give him a shout out because that was really generous. I appreciate that. So this week's What's That Sound is proudly brought, the prize for What's That Sound is proudly brought to you by King Jiggly. So the first winner, because I've only got the one, the first person to send the correct answer is going to get Portal 2. So if you haven't...
Is that on Xbox, man?
Portal 2? Yeah. 360.
Yeah, my son's just been at me lately going, can we get Portal for the PlayStation? I'm like, no, I'm fairly certain you can't, because he's been watching it on YouTube. He wants Portal guns.
Yes, you can, man. You can get Portal on the 360. Absolutely.
Excellent. Yeah, that's probably going to be the best medium for him then.
Yeah.
But thanks, King Jiggly. We've never formally met, but you're a dude.
And dude means cool. That's a good thing.
Yes.
It's nothing like a donkey's dick, because that's a dude as well, isn't it?
That was the thing.
It was a thing. Well, that was the slang thing for it. I don't know if it was actually that. But anyway, yeah, so we'll give that away. Thanks heaps to everyone that made it into this week's shout. You guys are awesome. And you are, like, it was obviously the main reason we do this.
Yep.
All right, well, that's the end of the special show anyway. It was a longer one. Sorry, we didn't have Tight Ass Gaming this week. Obviously, the E3 prediction segment sort of ate that away. So... I'd probably be back with that in 2 weeks' time after the E3 special or something like that.
Yeah, just put Crossout on your list.
Well,
for an upcoming tight ass game.
Well, that'll probably make the list when it does come free because it's actually $20. I don't think it's in early access. I don't think you're going to get your money's worth yet because there's not much there and what have you. But anyway, last words, Red. Yeah, fair enough. No, I think I've said what needed to be said, and
yep.
As the time goes, we're nearly at the end of the podcast. It's going to be lunchtime, so I'm hungry and I'm thirsty. So on that note, I will say I bid you adieu, and until next week with our E3 special, I have been LewkOne,
and I've been a crumbled cookie.
This week's show has sadly come to an end. Be sure to search for Aussie Gamers Express on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, iTunes, Stitcher, Intune Radio, and just about every other social network known to man. If you have any snail mail you want to send us, shoot it over to PO Box 130, Cranebrook, New South Wales 2749, or just email us at info@aussiegamersexpress.com. Catch you all next time on the Aussie Gamers Express Video Game Podcast.